This is the journey to one Africa. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to SNOA, and this is Mika. Let's get right into it. All right, guys. As you can see, I'm smiling. At least we have a good news today. All right. And I'm going to share with you guys a little quick. So we've just released a video of why most of Africans are disappointed in President Ruto. Please, you can check that video. First, it was available for members, but we decided to release for everybody to see. But more episodes that are coming are available for members. So we have another episode, why President Kagame is the most controversial president in Africa. That video is already available. You can check it out. We're releasing a video of President of Nigeria. We release a video of President of Burkina Faso. We release videos of different people, President Museveni, and so on and so forth. So please sign up the membership to support this channel, but also you'll be able to get this exclusive content from here, Swahili Nation. But also another good exciting thing that is coming, guys, as you can see right now, I'm not in the studio because I am actually traveling. We're actually visiting one of the African countries, so very soon you'll be able to see our contents and everything, and hopefully we can meet up with Africans when we get to that African country. This is exclusive. Nobody knows about this, and you're not gonna know where we're going, but you'll find out just, while we're there. All right, so let me just read this news and let's get right into it. Ethiopians get waiver from Kenya's visa payment requirement. Ethiopian citizens visiting Kenya will no longer need to pay the $30 electronic travel authorization ETA fee. The Ethiopian ambassador to Kenya has announced President William Ruto of Kenya had declared last year that citizens of African countries will be granted visa-free entry to promote intra-African travel. However, Kenya later clarified that visitors still needed to apply for an ETA by submitting documents and paying the processing fee online. You see that? This requirement applied even to countries like Ethiopia, whose citizens previously did not need visas for Kenya. However, making international payment is banned in Ethiopia, forcing citizens to use unofficial means to pay visa fee abroad. Acknowledging Ethiopia's unique situation, Ambassador Bacha Debele said that Kenyan government has now exempted Ethiopian citizens from the ETA payment requirement. In social media post, the former armed general thanked Kenya for its prompt response and kind decisions on the issue. The waiver provides relief to many Ethiopians who find it difficult to travel to Kenya due to the payment hurdle. All right, guys, so this is good news, to be honest. We released a video why Africans are disappointed in President Ruto simply because of what he says and what he does is different. I don't hate President Ruto. No offense to anyone. Like, we don't hate President Ruto. We don't hate anybody. But we as a citizen, I said this another day, that we as Africans, we need to keep our leaders accountable. If our leaders promise us something and they're not delivering, and for us we are quiet, then we're not helping them. So the work that we do is actually helping our leader, holding them accountable to let them know that why we are disappointed in your leadership. Because when you came, we were happy for you. We defended you. We praised you. We say, yeah, this is what Africa needed. But fast forward 1 year later, most of the things that you promised to give is not yet fulfilled. Ethiopia before, they did not need to pay visa, but later on they had to pay $30 for that application fee and whatsoever. But right now, seeing this news that there's a waiver for them, it's a good stage. It's a good process. It's a small step, but it's something that is leading to the Africa we want, to one Africa we want. So now I think it's the time to also deliver the promise that you've spoken about the entire continent of Africa, that it will be free. That's not going to be visa. It's the time not only for Kenya, but for the entire continent of Africa to open their borders for us to have free access, free movement, to move from one country to another, to do business with our people, to connect with our people, to bring our people together, and to support one another with all these attacks that are always coming after Africa. But just to stick with this news, congratulations to Kenya for taking that step. I think it's a bold step. That is what we want. That's what we need. If you make a moves like this, you're not going to come here and criticize or say anything negative, but we're coming here to praise you for what you've done, because you need to deliver what you promised. And most importantly, you have authority to bring our people together. This is something that our leaders can just decide in a second. can come together and be like, you know what, African Union Vision 2063, it should be today, 2024. All right, you know what, let's open our borders. Let's open our countries. And I saw the museum, the Adwa Museum. Today I'm wearing Adwa here. You know, the symbol of black power. For those who do not know the meaning of Adwa, this is the battle of Adwa. This is the battle between Ethiopians and Italians. They won against Italians, and that's why they were never colonized. So Adwa is actually the symbol of black power, the symbol of African power. So recently, they actually, I did film, you know, Adwa museums long time ago. I think it was, you know, last year before they opened it, before it was completed. But they just opened a couple weeks ago. And one thing that I love, in one of the videos, one of my brother Jonathan sent to me, in one of the videos you will see, shout out to you, my brother, by the way. In one of the videos you will see, there's a map of Africa. And that map of Africa, inside the map, there is no borders. And outside of the map, there's African flags all over the continent. What does it say? I think this is the map of Africa that is supposed to be in African Union. Why? Because it shows that inside Africa, it's a borderless Africa, but all of African countries are joining force, are joining power together to protect the entire continent of Africa. And that's what we should do. And the move of Kenya removing this, you know, fee from Ethiopians is the nice move to make. It's the same thing that other African countries should do, should make that move. Because when you have Ethiopians going to Kenya to do business, to visit, you know, you increase the money in tourism. Also, just the free movement of people from one country to another country. And that is the unity we are talking about. Because if you cannot agree to be together, if you cannot agree to work together, then we're working against each other. And that's why Africa never stand, because, you know, the house that is divided cannot stand. And Africa is so much divided, and it's hard for us to stand. Kudos to Ethiopia. Kudos to Kenya for doing that. I hope it's the same, you know, likewise for Kenyans, they can go to Ethiopia without visa. And I wish that can happen to my country too. I wish Ethiopians can come to Tanzania without visa and we can go to Kenya, to Ethiopia without visa. I wish all the continent of Africa can do that without visa, because I think it is possible. And that's why here in SNOA, we came up with an initiative that One Africa right now. It is the petition. So if you have not signed that yet, please, the link is in the comment section. Go and sign that petition as soon as possible. Because what we demand is this. We demand no visa. We demand no borders in Africa. We demand that we should have African Union passport and not having, like, imagine this is the same continent, but we have 54 different passports. The same country, if Nigeria, they try to go outside, they're treated as criminals. If Ethiopians try to go to another country, even within Africa, they're being treated like criminal as well. But why should it be like that? What if all of us, we have a single passport, African Union passport? And by the way, I heard it's very difficult to get passport in Ethiopia. So I hope the government of Ethiopia will deal with that as well, because passport, it should be the rights of every citizen to have. But more than just Ethiopian passport, you know, that's not what I'm advocating for. I'm advocating for One Africa passport. Imagine if Ethiopians have that, Nigerians have that. That means, you know, if you mistreat one Africa, then you mistreat all of Africans. We are the one that allows us to be mistreated outside of the continent. Because, you know, I travel with my best friend from Nigeria. You know, sometimes he'll be kept at the immigration for hours. They're searching him. They think this guy is a terrorist. They think this guy is Boko Haram. They think every single Nigeria are Boko Haram. What kind of nonsense is this? This is nonsense. But we can easily solve that by us being mistreated by that, by having just a single passport, One Africa passport. Once we have that, so however you treat me, you're going to treat my brother. You're not going to ask, okay, oh, which country are you coming from? No, I'm African and this is my passport. Print that, let me in. So whatever bilateral agreement that are going to be done with African countries, they're going to be done with Africa. And that's how it's supposed to be. If America wants to do bilateral agreement with Ethiopia, and Ethiopians are having African Union passport, then the entire continent of Africa, they can do those agreements. So it's no longer going to be one country handling with one country, but it's going to be the entire continent handling with these other continents across the world, across the globe. So African Union authority, They'll be the one to handle this thing. They'll be the one to cut this deal. They'll be the one to understand that how are we going to manage this thing. Yes, it sounds complicated, but you know, when you have African Union, and then when you have these countries, like you have the main government and then you have states. They can't decide everything for this government. Imagine that these governments, they have to come together, they have to speak, they have to agree that what are we going to do? And African Union as the main body, they should have the do's and don'ts. That if you want to agree, if you are Somalia, you want to cut a deal with Turkey, give them your ocean for over 10 years. You said your borders are not allowed for anybody else because Ethiopians, they wanted it, but now Turkey, they're allowed to get it. Then these are the procedures you should follow. If you want the United States to build for you 5 different military bases in your country, these are procedures to follow. By the way, no foreign military base should be in the continent. That should be the statement by African Union. So that means as you're president of the country, if you're president of Somalia, Ethiopia, Tanzania, whatever, you can do whatever that you want to do, but based on the guidelines of African Union. That's how this unity can work. That's how this unity can work. If you're single, you can vote for your people as you want, but there's a guideline. But that can only happen if African Union will be independent, if us African can fund African Union by ourselves with our own money and keep them accountable to work for us and not for the West. But also if all the leaders in the continent will agree and come together as one as soon as possible to defend this continent. If we do that, I'm telling you, man, nobody's going to mess with Africa because they need Africa. Africa is so rich, Africa is so wealth, and they need this wealth from Africa. But if we cannot wake up, this is not going to happen. I say this all the time, that the wealth of Congo is over $2 trillion. That is the economy of United States and Europe combined. So imagine the rest of 53 countries, how much wealth Africa has. If we join our hands together, share our resources, we say that, you know, Africa, this continent, in these 2 years, we want this continent to be with electricity everywhere, even in the countryside. We can do it. Ethiopia, they have, you know, biggest dam in Africa building. They can share that electricity. We just need to pay to share because they build with their own money. We need to cut the deals with the rest of African countries and we share. The entire continent will be light up. Tanzania, we just launched as well the Nyerere Dam as well. The electricity, we'll no longer have a trouble with electricity here in Tanzania. If we can share with our neighbors, we share with them. The entire continent is been light up. This is what we can do for this continent. This is how we can improve continent. But you know, the only sad thing is that we are not using the power that God has given us, the free will, the power to choose, the power to decide. We need to decide as soon as possible. Otherwise, this continent, man, we're just going to keep talking and talking and talking and nothing will move forward. But anyways, I'm here to congratulate Kenya for taking that initiative. And I think that's how it's supposed to do. That's how it's supposed to be. And let this be an example and let this be the beginning. Now is the time to fulfill the all 54 countries and other countries as well. Because if Kenya allows Ethiopia to go there without paying, then Ethiopia is supposed to allow them as well. And other countries in Africa are supposed to allow them as well. So kudos. I hope a lot of you, I can feel right now, a lot of the Ethiopians, they're going to go to Kenya to have a vacation. So please enjoy your time in Kenya. And hopefully I will see each other across the street. And yeah, kudos, man. It's a good news and we celebrate this. Shout out, guys. Let me know in the comment section what do you guys think. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like and don't forget to share our videos. I love you guys. I'll see you very soon. Hey guys, as you're watching this video, our vision is to reach 500,000 subscribers. Hit the subscribe button, join membership to support our channel, join Patreon and PayPal. All the links are in the description. Do that to stand with us for this beautiful cause of One Africa right now. We do not forget to sign up for the petition. The link is down below. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.